So I have done a little bit more filling in here on some of these corners here and here. Turns out I didn't need to do anything on this corner, and I didn't really need to do anything on that corner. But I did fill in some holes that were up here. Sorry, some holes that were up here. And what I've done now is, using a magic marker or a Sharpie, I have traced out where I want to cut the opening for the window. So I'm going to use my little oscillating tool and just cut this out. The window opening. Accommodate that window. That's what we're looking for. Of course, this is the inside part of the frame, but it's got the dimension that's necessary. Okay, good there. Now, I'm going to need to do a little bit of cleaning up here, because what I want to make sure we have here is a really smooth edge, because the weather strip is going to go up against this. So I want to make sure we're seamless as it is. So I'm going to come back in here. I'll do a little bit more with the fiberglass just to kind of thicken this side up. And then we'll give it some sanding and make that a lot better. All right, a little bit more work done on this window. I apologize that I didn't get a lot of this done on camera, but I'll spend a lot more time when I do the other window, going over step by step. This was kind of gee, I don't know, I'm gonna wing it. Let's see how it works. So what I have done is, of course, filled in this strip that was on the bottom. I've put in wood filler, the wood frame on the inside. This is 3/4 of an inch by 1 1/4 to suit the window that I got. I have added little roundover blocks here, just to kind of fill in the corner. I'll show that to you on the other side. Then I went back and did a little bit of fill in here on these corners. I cut this circle. I made that a little too big. Actually too sharp of a radius. It needed to be a little more gentle, so I filled it in a little bit with the wood block and subsequently come back and put in some filler there. So let me show you what it looks like on the inside. So on the inside, again, we got a piece here that's 1 1/4 inches thick, wide, 3/4 of an inch thick, and that frame went all the way around. This is held in place with some long strand fiberglass resin that I put on the trailer side of that, and then screwed and clamped it in place while the fiberglass set. So that's being held in place by the fiberglass, and also performing a nice bond between the fiberglass and the wood, so hopefully we won't get any water penetration going in that join there. But I'm not done yet. The next step is going to be taking some fiberglass mat and wrapping it from the outside around this piece and down into here. So we'll have this wood frame completely encapsulated in fiberglass. And then we're good to install the window. So we'll do a little bit of sanding, make sure we get a nice smooth edge, probably a little bit of filler and sanding. And of course there's filler and sanding to be done on the outside as well. A few little holes to fill, like I'm got a little rivet hole up there. That rivet hole actually I didn't fill it in. This was a rivet hole for the closet. Sorry, I'm not pointing there. This is a rivet hole for the closet. So you can see I'm gonna have to make some adjustment to the closet when I put that in to accommodate the new window. But overall, very pleased with the progress there. So I'm going to try and get on with the fiberglass mat. This is what the window will look like when it's installed and opened. And what it looks like closed. So I think that's a little better than the slider window that was there when we got the trailer. So that's how it's looking. Okay, a little bit more work on the window here. Just a little bit more filling, a little bit of sanding. I'm pretty happy with how things have turned out on both ends of the window. The top is okay. I'll do a little bit more sanding up there, and I want to do quite a bit more sanding down here, take care of a lot of this unevenness. And then there'll be a little more filler being applied, but the final filler will be more of a Bondo body filler than more fiberglass on this. So the fiberglass work on that window I am now calling complete. So we're gonna stop working on the windows for a little bit. I'm gonna spend a lot more time on the window on the other side over there, going through in quite detail how I'm addressing this and laying up the fiberglass and so on. But before I get onto that window, I am going to tackle the floor. So we're going to start by doing this front section of the floor, and that'll be in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.